Alright, you mother lovers, it's time to go through the list and see who won in the various categories for this year's Oscars. I obviously, as a disclaimer, have not had a chance to see every last movie in all the various categories, but I'm going to go through. I'll mention who the winner was for each category, and I will give any opinions if I have an opinion to give on some things. I'm sure to not really have anything to say because I try my best not to opinionate too much on movies I have not yet had a chance to see. Right off the bat, before we get on to this, I guess the main winners of the night are probably a mix between Parasite and Joker, and probably the big snub, aside from black people in general, obviously, and women, is Martin Scorsese. So, anyway, let us begin. Best Picture. The nominees were Ford vs. Ferrari, The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Women, Marriage Story, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite. And the winner for Best Picture was Parasite, which I unfortunately have not yet seen. I'll probably see when it comes out on VOD. I hear nothing but positive about it from everybody. It's the first time a South Korean film or a South Korean director has won Oscars, so good for them, I guess. Of the movies on here that I have seen, I guess if I were the one picking Oscar winners, for me it would have come down between Joker and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and personally I probably would have given it to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but that's just me. In reality, though, the Academy gave it to Parasite. For Best Director, the nominees were Martin Scorsese for Irishman, Todd Phillips for Joker, Sam Mendes for 1917, Tarantino for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Bong Joon-ho for Parasite, and Bong Joon-ho took the winner for Best Director. Best Actor. The nominees were Antonio Banderas, Leonardo DiCaprio, Adam Driver, Joaquin Phoenix, and Jonathan Pryce. And Joaquin walked away with the Best Actor Oscar for The Joker, and I haven't seen the Oscars, obviously, since I was at work and just got home a little bit ago, but I'm pretty sure he probably gave an incredibly awkward-sounding, very woke plea for, white people to dismantle the system that white people built, because in order to be able to prove that equality is real and that white people are not superior, obviously, we're the only ones capable of doing these things, so, yeah. Anyway, Best Actress. Cynthia Erivo for Harriet, Scarlett Johansson for Marriage Story, Saoirse Ronan for Little Women, Charlize Theron for Bombshell, and Renee Zellweger for Judy. And the winner was Renee Zellweger. Under Supporting Actor, get back up here. Tom Hanks for his portrayal of oh my God, I can't believe I'm blanking. Mr. Rogers in A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Anthony Hopkins, Al Pacino, Joe Pesci, and Brad Pitt. And as been the trend with previous awards ceremonies already this year, Brad Pitt took the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And Supporting Actress, the nominees were Kathy Bates, Laura Dern, Scarlett Johansson, Florence Pugh, and Margot Robbie. And the winner was certainly not Margot Robbie for Birds of Prey. The winner was Laura Dern for her role in Marriage Story, which I haven't seen, so maybe she was a lawyer. I have no idea what her role was. Adapted Screenplay. Taika Waititi, Steve Zalian, Anthony McCartan, Greta Gerwig, and Todd Phillips. And the winner was Taika Waititi for Adapted Screenplay for Jojo Rabbit. Best Original Screenplay, the nominees were Rian Johnson. Get back up here. Noah Baumbach, Sam Mendes, and Christy Wilson Cairns, Quentin Tarantino, and Bong Joon-ho and Han Jin-won. And the winner was Bong Joon-ho and Han Jin-won for the screenplay for Parasite. Best Animated Feature, which I don't even really know why we have this as a category. I have not seen any of these this year. So the nominations went to How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World, I Lost My Body, Klaus, Missing Link, and Toy Story 4. And by some weird random coincidence, it was Pixar's Toy Story 4 that took the Oscar for Best Animated Feature. I'm curious. I need to go and look and see how many other Toy Stories have won their year's animated feature Oscars. I'd be curious to see that. Some intrepid person who's actually managed to stick through this video, why don't you drop that down in the comments below, right down there. See? Right there. There. Do it now. Tell me, how many Oscars have the Toy Story movies won? For International Feature Film, the nominees were Corpus Christi, Honeyland, Les Miserables, Pain and Glory, and Parasite, and go figure, Parasite won again. Best Documentary, American Factory, The Cave, Edge of Democracy for Sama and Honeyland, and the winner was American Factory. Best Cinematography, Rodrigo Prieto, Lawrence Sher, Jaron Blaschke, Roger Deakins, and Robert Richardson. And Roger Deakins took the winner for Best Cinematography for the film 1917. Best Costume Design, I'm just going to go by the movies on this one. Best Costume Design was The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Women, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And the winner was Little Women, Jacqueline Duran. Film Editing. Get back up here. Ford versus Ferrari, The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, and Parasite, and the winner went to Michael McCusker and Andrew Buckland for their film editing in Ford versus Ferrari. Makeup and hairstyling. Bombshell, Joker, Judy, Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. Wow, that actually got a nomination. That's cool. 1917, and the winner went to Bombshell for makeup and hairstyling, which was done by Kazuhiro Ann Morgan and Vivian Baker. Original score, Hildur Gunnadóttir, Alexandra Desplat, Randy Newman, Thomas Newman, and John Williams all got nominations for Best Original Score, but the winner went to Hildur Gunnadóttir for Joker. That's obviously an Icelandic name. I'm probably butchering, and who cares? Only Icelanders, and what are they going to do? They'd melt if they came to Texas to try to do anything about it, so bring it, guys. Bring it! You're going to do Bjork me? I don't think so. Best Original Song, the nominees were I Can't Let You Throw Yourself Away for Toy Story 4, I'm Gonna Love Me Again in Rocket Man, I'm Standing With You in Breakthrough, Into the Unknown, Frozen 2, and Stand Up in Harriet. And the Oscar for Original Song went to I'm Gonna Love Me Again in Rocket Man. Production design, the nominees were The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite. And production design Oscar went to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. In particular, the production design talents of Barbara Ling and set decorations of Nancy Haig. Sound editing. Our nominees were Ford versus Ferrari, Joker, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. And despite Lucasfilm's long legacy of having really good sound design in their Star Wars movies, it was taken by Ford versus Ferrari instead. And one Donald Sylvester apparently did the work, and good for him. Sound mixing. Ad Astra, Ford vs. Ferrari, Joker, 1917, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and the Oscar went to 1917. Visual effects. Avengers Endgame, The Irishman, The Lion King, 1917, and Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. And I'd say this might be a little bit of an upset for some people, but 1917 appears to have taken the visual effects Oscar over Star Wars and Lion King and Avengers and even Irishman. All right. Let's see. Short subject documentary. Okay, we're getting down into kind of the more crappier categories here, so I'll sum things up. The winner for documentary of short subject was Learning to Skateboard in a War Zone If You're a Girl. Best animated short film is Hair Love. Best live-action short film is The Neighbor's Window. Get past this. And I guess that's it. All right. Okay, well, not much else to say. There's all your winners once again. This time next year, who knows who's going to be taking Best Picture. My bet's probably going to be Sonic the Hedgehog. And We might be seeing like Best Director for Birds of Prey probably, and yeah, we'll just see how things go. So anyway, thanks for sitting here and listening to me ramble as I read somebody else's list. Be sure to hit like and subscribe and all that wonderful stuff. And I don't know, just you try to have a good time, have a good year. 2020 is one of those keystone years, you know. One of those years that's long been set up in sci-fi is going to be like a year where big things happen. So whether you're woke or red-pilled, take care of yourself, keep watching movies, and watch my videos. That's the most important thing of all. Watch King Waspinator's videos every day, even when they're bad. Just brainwash yourself with them. Become one of us. Become one of us.